I'm doing all right. The hurricane is over, and as you can see, we have a nice clear sky. I was going a bit stir crazy. This is the first time I've ridden the bike in days. I sure did miss it. It's nice and cool out this morning. It's drier. I'm a happy guy. Today's topic is, what is your earliest memory? Think back as far as you can and tell us what your earliest memory was, either in a video response or you can do it in the comments. So I was born in 1970. That was 48 years ago. And my earliest memory comes from right around 1973. I was living in Somerville, Massachusetts, living with my mom and my stepfather, Pepe, a man from Haiti. My mom had met him a couple of years previous. I don't know. Yay! No stop sign. Anyway, so my mom had met him a couple of years previous when he was going door to door as a Jehovah's Witness, and my mom, I guess in part to bed him or to fall in love with him or to marry him, whatever, she converted from Catholicism to Jehovah's Witness. So my earliest time period of consciousness was of that kind of religion. But that wasn't the first thing I can remember. I'll tell you what that was. I asked my mom, I was in the kitchen, and I said, "Ma, do you remember when you were my age?" And she said she couldn't. She couldn't remember that far back, age 3. And I remember standing there thinking to myself, I will remember this. I will remember this. And I made a point to always remember that moment in 1973. Some of my other earliest memories from that time period were of going to Head Start. That was the preschool for poor kids. The bus driver had his big afro, and he had these earrings, and they were smiley suns. It was the sun with smiley face on it. That was a big thing back then, the smiley face. The yellow smiley face came out around that time. And I had a little pedal car, fire truck, fire engine thing, made out of metal. I used to ride that around all the time, up and down my street. There was a place called Steve's Ice Cream just down the street from my house. And that ice cream was great. They used to mix in, ooh, look at that tree. Wow. Look at that tree. Ooh. They used to mix in M&Ms and stuff. That was nice. And they had a player piano in the lobby in the front end there. It was good. And there was all these hippies there because we lived kind of near Harvard University. We were just across. There was like a stone's throw from the border of Cambridge, Mass. Porter Square is the Red Line stop that my father built. And there's a lot of hippies living there. So I remember one day when I was about 3, that summer, right before I turned 4, I was standing on my street, which was a one-way, and I looked to my left, because it was, one-way going down the hill. I looked to my left, and I saw this Volkswagen Bug coming up the road. And I had learned on Sesame Street about crossing guards and stopping traffic, so I very confidently put my little hand out to indicate that the vehicle should stop. And they did. And I remember walking across the street with my hand up, you know, kind of like that, looking at them. And the lady in the car, you could just see, she's like, "Oh my God, he's so cute. Look at that cute little kid." Because there was this little, you know, little tow-headed blonde kid, you know, 2 feet tall, so confidently putting my hand out there to make them stop so I could cross the street. We had a TV that was color TV back in 1973, which was kind of living high on the hog. But the problem was, before I can remember, maybe even before I was born, my sister broke it. And here's what happened. They had a black and white TV, and my father somehow got the money together, probably from a mafia hit, to get a color TV. And what happened back in those days, my dad would take us to a pond or a lake or whatever, and we would skip stones, maybe at the beach or whatever. So she saw this waterscape on the TV, on the new TV, and she thought it was, she was young, she thought it was the water. So she grabbed the stone and she went to skip the stone on the water and cracked the TV. So for my first 10 years of life, we had a color TV with a giant spiderweb crack in the corner of it. They couldn't afford to buy a new one or fix it. It was one of those old TVs you had, you know, click, 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 turn the channel, and it had that vertical hold problem. The screen kept jumping up. And of course we had the bunny ear antennas, and you'd have to put tin foil on it to get a better reception, and then you'd stand there and fiddle with it, and somebody'd say, "Okay, don't move." And if you took your hands off it, no, keep your hands on it. You have to stand there and watch TV. Oh, those were the good old days. Alright, I'm out of time, so I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this little time travel trip back down to the 70s. I'll talk to you later.